There we go. There we go. That's better. Now, yeah. That should actually work. All right. 7 people. No audio. Yeah, I'm aware, no audio. My internet's still working. Cool.
Yeah, but the audio works fine now. But
Yeah.
I'll rather have it muted because hearing double Legorig is kind of annoying.
Yeah. 11. Damn. All right. Yeah. Wow, this is weird because I'm in Discord and gonna talk to the people watching as well. Welcome. It's been a while. Just a little. It's been a small little while. Yeah. Gonna be doing some laser stuff today. And going through the integration I have going between Beyond and Chamsys. Although it can work with any console. I actually need to go get my USB stick because my Beyond show file is on the USB stick. Whoop. There goes my wireless router that I use for remote control. How's everyone doing? Oh. Yeah. I finally have the 500. Well, it's been here for a few months now, but I have the 500 with me. It's been nice. Crashed it a few times, more than a few times. Found some bugs. I've been playing with the latest betas for quite a while now, especially during COVID because there's no risk in using beta when we don't have any shows. So, yeah, I'm gonna mute myself in Discord. Alright, there we go. Okay, what's up everyone? What does this cable do? Let's not unplug that one. This stream came about very last minute. I'm gonna be up all day. I have some stuff coming tomorrow at the warehouse. This weird black console that has like 5 screens. Don't know what it's called, but it's pretty weird. Yeah, and a bunch of lights. I have a ton of lights on the way tomorrow. So, I'm gonna be up all night. I'm gonna make a JDC1 profile. Yeah. So, lasers. I've been working on lasers. Last time I left, I don't know, I can't remember what the last thing I did was. But, yeah, I got lasers working fairly well. To the point where now everything is more or less controlled from the line console. It's pretty cool. So I have Beyond here set up. I am using Beyond Ultimate Edition, version 4, build 1309. And, that's it. We're just gonna take that down. That's a show. That's a show for later. Yeah, so I'm controlling Beyond entirely through ArtNet. And I've basically written a bunch of Pango scripts to take in, let's see, where is it, DMX? ArtNet to Pango script. So I have a bunch of ArtNet to Pango script stuff. I have around 2 universes of that coming from the 500 going to Beyond. And so basically each projection zone is its own fixture. I am aware, I'm very much aware that Beyond has its own sort of built-in thing to do that, but it's not very good. Or it didn't do the things that I wanted it to do. So I'm not using that right now. I'm using something else. I'm just gonna fix the microphone here. So I made my own thing. I have 20. I've basically taken a lighting approach to it. I've made 20 zones here, 20 projection zones. Each one is named, and they're more or less temporary, like you can clone from them. That's sort of the idea. But you can't really clone from them. You can only subtract because there's no actual cloning engine. So I've just put 20 in there because 20 is more or less right now the maximum amount I can think of that we'll be using in an actual scenario. So, man, this show file has changed a lot. I would love to show all the screens that the 500 has, but I can't do so right now because it's broken. If I try and run the remote app, it doesn't work. Or it works, it sees the 500, but the problem is, if I try to go into Magic 500, MQ500 mode, it only shows one screen. And it's not, like, if I try to go into any of these modes, you can see it glitches and it just goes back to where it was before. It's very weird. It's very annoying because now I can't stream all of my screens, but you know, it is what it is. Yeah, so I'll just sort of, I guess, explain how everything is working. Basically, there's an alpha channel for each projector, and that controls where the RGB values are coming from. So if I bring this fader up, it's going to take RGB values from the console. If I bring this fader down, I have a little MIDI controller here. Man, there's a lot of stuff I have to show this stream because I've been working on a lot of stuff. If I bring this fader down, it's using the colors from the laser cube. So you can see all this stuff here. I'm actually going to play some of my own stuff here. I also have speed. I can control the speed of the lasers through the MIDI controller. And the MIDI controller isn't controlling beyond directly. The MIDI controller is controlling the 500, and the 500 is controlling beyond. So we'll actually go to this cue because a lot of people like this one. So I can do dimmer. I have dimmer. I'm gonna bring the alpha up. I can also do, if I do this, yeah. So now I can do color wipes, but it's color wipes on lasers, which is really cool because I haven't seen that done before. Color wipes like done from a lighting console. So I have my picker here. I can select 3 colors, and I can wipe those 3 colors in as well. And the rest of the rig will have the same colors as well. So those are my BMFLs. There's my mega pointies, and I'll go back to lasers. So another great thing is I can do, if I go all the way to page 1, I can do, let's do some dimmer effects. I can do dimmer effects. And it's very nice because I'm using a lighting console workflow to do dimmer effects on lasers, which from what I've seen and heard, it's kind of very annoying to do these kinds of effects on lasers. It's not super streamlined. So like I can do, this is a ramp down effect. Very easy, you know? And this is straight up just a ramp down effect in Chamsys, but it's applied on the lasers. So I can bring this down, and let's do a color effect. So once again, I have 2 colors selected, and now it's doing a 2-color effect using the 2 colors in my color picker, which is, again, very neat. I have zones on. Cool. Right. So you'll see at the bottom of my screen here, there's a bunch of these. If I change the color on my screen here, these will change. So these are called quick effects. And this is basically a color effect, but it's done inside of Beyond. And so I can apply these color effects to the lasers in different ways. So if I do this, you can see it's kind of funky stuff, and I can change the colors. So let's do a 3-color one. I'll change green to red. And now, so these quick effects are taking colors from the color picker here. So basically everything is talking to each other, and everything kind of derives off of the console. That way you're not spending time trying to, I'm sure most people who have busked and are listening know that you don't have a lot of time. So you don't want to spend 30 seconds or 20 seconds setting up a laser cue when you're also running lighting, because, you might miss something. You might miss a drop. You want to, shorten the time for setup for each cue, essentially. And so this is what it does. It makes it very... the other thing I was trying to chase after with this is lasers always, especially when I had a laser guy, the one time I had a laser guy, it was very disconnected from what the lighting was doing. It was very disconnected from what the video was doing. I was yelling colors out to the video and laser guy, and that was not a very efficient way of doing things, because as you guys might know, I have a lot of colors in my show file. So like if I go to colorful, then I'm yelling cyan, green, orange, magenta over comms. And like, concerts are loud. I don't know if you know this. Concerts are quite loud. So sometimes you can't catch everything on the comms, and yeah, it's just not a way of, it's not efficient. So now now I'm running lasers. I have taken over. Another thing that's quite cool, it's not completely implemented on certain aspects, but is still neat, is I can put in a laser cue here. Let's see, which one do I know? And I can hit replace. And essentially what replace is going to do is it's going to replace the colors in the cue. So I need to find a cue that does it, because I don't have it set up properly for everything. Yeah, okay, so the original, there we go. So this is the original 2 colors in this cue. If I bring the fader up for the quick effects, it's now these 2 colors, and these 2 colors are taken from the color picker. So everything comes off of the color picker. So I can change absolutely everything. I can, and the great thing is, let me do a pulse effect on those. Everything just sort of works. So now you can see the lasers and the lighting on the same color combo, which is beautiful. It's awesome. It works very well. If anyone has any more questions about, how this stuff is done, hit me up. I can explain. The other thing I've been working on, which some of you might have already seen, is show builder macros. But instead of using macros on the console, I use OSC and the remote protocol commands to do some things that haven't, to my knowledge, no one has ever done this. So essentially, my problem was that I was spending too much time on my color combos, my color palettes, because I have 100 of them, on the big color picker. These, I have like 100 of them. So these are multicolor looks that I can select that goes across the whole rig. I was taking too much time recording these, so I needed something faster because it would take me an hour. And an hour is a lot of time. So now I have a script that does it. And so just to kind of demonstrate what this script does, I need to go and look at I'm going to find a groups. I'm going to look for some, let's do the mega pointies. So that's the mega pointies there. I have a bunch of groups for them. So I have an odd, I have an even, I have an accent 1, and I have an accent 2. That's how I make all my color looks. I basically divvy them up between those 4 groups. So if I run this script, it's going to ask me what I want to use. Do I want to use CMY, or do I want to use the color wheel? I'm going to say CMY, and then you just put in what groups you want. So I'm going to put 102, 103, 104, and 105. And then it will ask you if you want to run the script. And now the script is running. So you can kind of see the console in the background is going nuts. And it's building the show. It all runs off of Lua. This is one thing I really love Show Cockpit for, is I have so much stuff going through Show Cockpit right now, from OSC to the MIDI controllers to these scripts. So now it's just updating all of these color palettes. So it just updated, it's almost done. There you go. It just finished updating around 100 color palettes in a few seconds. So it's really crazy. So basically the way it works is there's a bunch of prompts that ask you. Actually, first I need to explain how the way I'm communicating to the console. There are commands that are triggered via OSC called the remote protocol commands. So you can look them up. And Show Cockpit has an implementation of those. And you can trigger them via Lua. So you can write Lua script to trigger certain things to happen on your console. Things like selecting a group, selecting a color palette and then recording into another color palette. That's essentially what is happening here. Let's just look at the colorful here. It is selecting group 1, which is defined by what the first prompt you get, or one of the first prompts. And then I have an execute window. So it should be here. I have an execute window with all of my stock colors. So there's 17 stock colors that it can pick from. And so all it's doing is it's basically going select group 1 and then select the color orange in page 7. Now the reason it's orange, because normally you would have to put in a cell number. The reason it's orange is because I have a little table here that defines what orange is. So basically, if I have 2 rows here of colors, the top one is CMY. So this it's very hard to explain without showing you the screens, but top one is all CMY values. The bottom one is all color wheel values. So if you have like the pointy or something, then you would use these, and it will still work. And all I do is basically, if you select CMY on the prompt, it's going to set all of these colors, all of these variables to certain cell numbers. If you select wheel, it will change those cell numbers to the row below. So it goes group 1, go to orange, group 2, select green, group 3, cyan, group 4, magenta. And then it triggers a macro, because it's it triggers a macro, basically selecting everything that's in the programmer. That's something essential, because if you do group 1, so odd, and then you select a palette, and then you select another group and another palette, it will, and you hit record, it'll only record the groups you had selected. So it won't record group 1, which is kind of annoying, but you can do select programmer. And so I have a little macro that triggers on the console that just selects the programmer. It has to, because Chamsys macros, the built-in macros, are quite slow compared to this, it has to wait a little bit before it can record the palette. So I put a sleep in here of half a second, and then it records color palette. In this case, it will record color palette 306, and it clears the programmer and goes to the next one. It's dope. It's really dope. It has saved me a lot of time. It hasn't been show tested yet because, well, I don't have to explain to you why it hasn't been show tested. This console hasn't left my apartment since the start of COVID. So almost, it's been here like 8 months or something. Yeah, it's very cool. I also have one for that will update. So the idea, right now this is sort of, I don't really use it that much, but the idea is that when I come across a new fixture, I will mix in the CMY values to match what I have for previous. So let's say I have the BMFL. I know what colors, my 17 colors, so red, orange, they have a specific look, right? And I want to match all of the other lights to that. So that way every red looks like the same red, every orange is the same orange, etc. And so in the future, what I want to do is I want to have a table and record a table into this script. That way, if you have Vipers instead of BMFLs, you can still have the same colors. They'll still look relatively the same. So whenever you come across a new fixture, you just record the CMY values for each color. First you have to manually mix the colors so they look right, and then you would record it into your palettes and all that. And then you just enter all those CMY values into a table here, and it will remember it. So next time you see Vipers, you don't have to remix all your colors. It's done. And that for some LDs, quick and dirty mixing is fine, But for me, and how color intensive my show is, it's very important, especially for like the more subtle looks. It's definitely very important. So that's sort of the plan with this. Right now, it just sets it based on like absolute values. So you select one group, it'll ask you to select a group, and then it will run the script. And it will set all the one problem I've been finding is that some fixtures, so what I have here is it sets CMY values, it sets the white value, the 2 color wheel values, and it sets CTO as well. The one problem I've been having a little bit, some fixtures where there would be a CTO channel, they have like a color macro channel. That's kind of annoying. Easy to fix, you just remove it from all of the palettes, but it's a little bit annoying. And yeah, there's also, I have a tilt builder in here as well, so this will build all of your tilts, more or less, it depends. Can't really make a pan builder because, reality. If every fixture was hung the exact same way perfectly with no angle, then awesome, it might actually work. But not every fixture does that. You have fixtures like BIs where the pan is like sideways from where it's hung. Super annoying. But yeah, if anyone has any questions about this script, let me know. I'll explain everything. Yeah. So let's go to capture. Where's There it is. All right. So a few more things I've added to this show file. Basically now I can wipe in gobos as well. So I'll just hit right there. This how's Guitar Life? Pretty good. Actually kind of boring. It's always boring, but It's not bad. We have some new fixtures coming, so, you know, exciting stuff. I have a bunch of BMFLs on the way. I have a bunch of BIs on the way, some Mega Pointies, some JDC1s, and we're getting 2 MA3 full sizes with a bunch of processing units. Yeah, it's exciting. They should be coming tomorrow, actually. I'm definitely going to bring my GoPro to film that, because, yeah, it's going to be crazy. Right, so you've all seen me wipe the colors in. I can now also wipe in, if I hit the button right there, I can wipe in colors. So what I can do is I can preload a Gobos change and a color change, and they'll both wipe at the same time. It's great. Getting an op? Yeah, maybe. Maybe we'll get an op, Nathan Chronic. Not casting in the Discord. Which Discord? I am in a Discord. I'm in Spiral Court. You guys should check it out. Yeah. Check out Spiral Court. The YouTube channel and the Discord. That dude is a hard worker. Yeah, so now I can preload Go. The one thing that's sort of annoying with this is sometimes I really wish there was a hard key for preload, because sometimes I fat finger and I miss the preload Go button on the soft button here, and it's annoying. I wish I could assign the big Go button to be preload, because man, that would be awesome. The other thing too is doing preload cancel is also cumbersome in a busking situation. You have to hit shift and then preload. It's like, really? And shift is in the middle of the keypad. It's like, really? Come on. But yeah, so we're gonna go open, white, and then whoop. That's not white, but you know. There we go. Yeah. Let's set the rotation on all these. There we go. Yeah, pretty cool. How's everyone been doing? Let's see, what else is in here that's new? Oh, right, pixel mapping. Yeah, pixel mapping. So that's been a thing. That's existed. Essentially, I have been since I have BIs coming in, I have been working on making a system for cloning them and doing all that sort of stuff. And so right now, it's still quite bare bones, but let's turn on some cues here. So half moon. Yeah. So now let me go to capture. I'm surprised my computer's still like. There we go. So it's kind of hard to see, especially because I have capture rendering simplistic instead of the other one that just, yeah. Yeah, so this is all pixel map stuff. And it uses the color picker, sort of. At least that's the plan. Right now it doesn't. There's still a lot of stuff I have to work on to make this streamlined, but I kind of want to see I'm planning on keeping the 500 here for a while and bringing a BI and putting it behind me. That way I can see how the actual effects remove the smoke. Yeah, but then if I remove the smoke, then you can't see the rest of the lights. I I know I can remove the smoke. It's just not ideal. Yeah. So you can see there. It's doing stuff. And so this is all using the effects engine. I don't know how easy it is to see. Yeah, it's very hard to see. But you can see all the shapes for all the BIs here. I have a whole grid. It took me forever, even with the new features. But man, I've been really testing the latest for what now it's unstable, so that's great. But there was a feature, the view elements feature, which is, oh my god, thank God. So yeah, it's great. And this thing uses let's see. Oh no, it's not working. Yeah, so still some bugs to still have some bugs to work out. I have a pixel size master. It's not working right now. Let's see, is the speed master working? No, it's not working right now. Yep. There's some weird stuff that I have to sort out. But hey Stefan. Yeah. There's still some stuff that I have to fix. But, you know, it's a work in progress. It's a work in progress. Same thing with the JDC ones. The JDC ones are a work in progress. They're in here somewhere. By shift release. Make sure all that stuff's turned on. And then I go to page 10. There you go, there's the JDC ones. And I have an output window for those. What's up, Diz?
That was funny.
Alright, yeah. JDC ones are in here. I'm gonna mute myself again in Discord just so, yeah. JC ones are in here. So I can add effects, intensity, dim trace, include elements. Yeah. So I can do, actually, you know what? I'm going to do color effects. So we'll do 2 color, do red and magenta. Yeah, so now it's going. Wow, red and magenta are not the 2 best colors to do this. There we go. So yeah, work in progress, obviously. I've been busy with some sight lighting stuff, so I haven't been able to work. I haven't been able to work on this fully, but you know, soon I'll have the JDC one in here as well. And we'll play with it. Yeah, there's a lot of fixtures coming. I don't know which one I'm more excited for. The BeamFL, the Mega Pointy, the JDC one, or the BI. I think the BI, because you can do a lot of really cool stuff with the BI. BI is slept on. Anyway, yeah. Let's see. How long? An hour and a half. Oh no, 30 minutes. Yeah, yeah. All right, cool. Yeah. Yeah, very short. I'm not going to end it right now, but, you know.
JDC 1.
Yeah, JDC 1. How's everyone else doing? While I set the density for this. Yeah. Look at that. That's pretty cool. So you can actually, if I turn this off, you can see the little preview window I have for all the lasers there. Right now they're stopped, so let me turn them on. And then spin these.
Have you tried disabling the throws light feature on the JDC ones, and might make it easier for you to program your LED patterns?
I have. They are not throwing light right now. So let's go down.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, this you know what? Let me talk about the 500 because I don't think I had a good view of it last time. Now I have a webcam, so I actually got a webcam just so I could do live streams, and then I didn't use it because I didn't live stream for like 8 months. So yeah, the 500 is dope, and then I also was going to do an MQ500M launch party. But then I was super tired, and I decided to go to sleep. I watched the launch party, and then I went right back to sleep because I had to go to work to the warehouse the next day. Oh wait, do you have a Maxi Wing? This is not the upgraded 500. I want to upgrade it. But Bossman said that because we're getting 2 MA3s, there's no point in upgrading the 500. I disagree. So I'm gonna keep trying to upgrade to get it upgraded. But yeah, right now the biggest thing is we'll see with the MAs coming. You know, I might use those. But I might buy myself an MQ500M because they're only $20,000 for a lighting console like that big that can do that much. That's not bad. I mean, that's pretty good. So yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens. Not the Maxi. The Maxi is like a rare gold, man. The Maxi is the holy grail of Chamsys wings. The extra wing's pretty dope, though. I've considered getting one, but with Show Cockpit, I can just get MIDI controllers way cheaper. So it's sort of, I don't know. Like I'm gonna run Show Cockpit on the laptop anyways. Oh, that is another thing. Laptop. I have a So, one thing, if anyone out there has an MQ500 and you're wondering what to do with the VESA thing, the VESA monitor mount, I would get a laptop tray, a VESA mountable laptop tray, and then use it like that. That's what I got this a few days ago. I've been using it for MIDI controllers, or I've played around with using it for MIDI controllers. Now I'm using it for the laptop. It's got some wobble to it, for sure. But, you know, it's good wobble. Antwerpen. Yeah, no, that's the reason you can't get them is because any Chamsys person who still like people don't use it, or they don't sell it because it's such a good wing. I don't know how well the music is coming through. And I hope YouTube doesn't copyright strike me or whatever. Yeah, a bunch. Yeah, I mean, I've got some shows coming up. There's one in the summer time that I'm very excited about. That I will definitely make a video about, because that one's going to be insane. That one's going to be awesome. Like, it's going to be a lot of fun. Just because we're really cool. I'm going all out with the design on it. Yeah, well, we'll see about live streaming. I don't know if I'm going to keep... I'm probably going to keep doing what I'm doing now and just do one every few months whenever I have something new. Because before I stopped, I was streaming learning stuff, and that wasn't super entertaining. So I think I might just keep the channel clean and do streams every once in a while to sort of update on new stuff I'm working on. Next up, video. Let's take the video, guys. Yeah, let's take the video guy's job. That's next. Alright. See you, Wetsy. Yeah, I hope that's how you say it. I would have used one for my thesis, but then came the pandemic. Yep. Pandemic sort of threw a wrench in everyone's plans. Like, 2020 was going to be a pretty dope year. And then this happened. But it's had its pros and cons, you know? It's given me a lot of time to work on new stuff. Like, I don't think I would have been able to get as far as I've gotten with lasers without all that free time. At least I wouldn't have gotten as far as I am now. Yeah, you guys get what I'm saying. Yeah, join here. You know what? I'm going to post a link to the Spiral Chords server, because it's an open server and it's pretty cool. Yeah, there we go. All right. I still have a lot of stuff to fix with this. With this Beyond file. More or less, the biggest thing I have to fix is just the amount of pages I have. I think I have something like 40 pages. Let's open the Beyond universe, actually. Let me show you that. Beyond universe is basically a build your own UI thing. Oh man, I just realized I have the Touch OSC thing, or the OSC pilot thing to show as well. So I've been working on a UI for Beyond to display information and stuff like that. So this will show you all of your laser stuff when it's working. You have to select a cube for it to work. So this will show you all of the lasers that are in the rig in a grid. It will show you what's outputting to them. In the future, I want to put this screen on a touchscreen, and I want to be able to select all the fixtures. So be able to select a fixture and then select a cube. That way you can have more than one cube going on all the lasers. That will be an improvement. Right now, not there yet. Oh, I lost the rest of the stuff, right? Because there's so many different like file types for Beyond. Like this, the Beyond universe, you have to save that as its own thing. It's stupid. Everything has a different file. It's like, man, just give me one file. Maybe one or two different files, you know? But whatever. This is cool too. So I have a button here. This is sort of cheating. There's no button that lets you do this. So what I've done is it's basically two buttons on top of each other. And then I have I don't even remember how I did that. That's right, I put some Pango script in here. So each button has some Pango script. It basically, on click, so for this one, on the click, it will enable laser output, and then it will make the button invisible. So the other button can be displayed. So right now the laser output is disabled, and now laser output is enabled. That's why it's lagging so much. So that's something really neat. I'm planning on doing some more stuff like that in the future. It also shows you time, the time code. One thing that's super annoying is that I've tested it with Reaper. Let me open. Oh wow, my stream is at 100 kilobytes a second. Not even a megabyte. Sorry for the internet issues. I am still on a hotspot. I was looking at getting fiber, but it's $100 a month for 50 megabytes down. And I can't justify that. There we go. Back to normal. So, if I open Reaper here, if I can find the logo for Reaper. Yep, I know there's an update. So we'll play. So you can see there's the time code timer here. I'm gonna pause it. Nope, don't want to record anything. Just pause. There you go. There you go. So it disappears. That's the problem I've been having. I'll put this on another screen. So now I have Reaper going. If I pause it, it loses the last, for some reason, it loses the last thing. The last, if you pause it, it will lose it, which is really annoying because I want to see what frame I'm on. Like, I want to be able to pause it and see what frame I'm on so I can do timecode, but whatever. Just a small problem. Yeah, this grid is the size of an MPC40. That's why it's that size. I would have made it bigger, but yeah, I wanted it to be compatible with the soft buttons that are on the MPC40. The idea is I'm going to be running this stuff on a really big 20-inch touchscreen. I think it's like it's more than 20 inch, but it's just a really big touchscreen. That way, and that's sort of the reason I'm not using. So actually, let me demonstrate here. I'm gonna go to projection zones. You can go into advanced, and you can set a fixture number, and you can set a patch, right? That's all cool and well and good, but and that will give you control over each individual laser, and that's really cool because you can patch it to whatever you want. And it's like, that's dope, you know? Very easily change the address, the base address. The only problem with that is how it interacts with the console. If you select a queue in Beyond, and then you select a queue from the console, both of those queues will play on top of each other, and that's not ideal. And so it's sort of separated control. So the console controls Beyond on its own thing. You know, it has its own control of Beyond and has its own sort of layer. The way I've done it, they're both on the same layer. So if I change something here, it'll change something on the console. And if I change something on the console, it'll change something here. Yeah, I mean, that's a suggestion. I wonder, has anyone, I think I have. Yeah, if you have Discord, you should join SpiralCord. I'm in there quite often if you want to ask me questions or anything. There's also a bunch of cool LDs in there too. So, you know, if you have questions, just, yeah. So we're gonna go to effect, I'll turn this off. It's just super efficient, man. So right now, I can bring in, let's do this. Essentially, I haven't recorded the lasers. There we go. Essentially, the idea is that it's going to follow. If I do a, wow, this is really fast. That's too fast for the game, fellas, I think. Essentially, the idea is if I bring the lasers up, they'll be exactly in the same line as the rest of the rig. So, you know, if I bring, man, I haven't worked on this show file in a while. Yeah, so there's some things to fix, but you guys get the idea. I think my order is wrong with the lasers there. But yeah, actually there is a reason. So the lasers, I now have rows for all the intensity effects. Before I had just all of my intensity effects affected the whole rig. That was cool, it worked, but I want more individual control of it. So now I have rows for each fixture type, and I have an all row, sort of like a color picker. But each row below the all row has different timings based on what the fixture is. So if you have a really slow fixture, you're obviously not going to be doing a dimmer effect at 500 BPM, right? Or something stupid like that. If you have lasers or LEDs, you might want a faster effect because it can do faster effects, you know? So that's why this bottom row, why the laser queue is so fast. It's because the lasers can do it, and I might want, during a show, I might want to go super fast with it. Lasers are cool. I played with, so I'm gonna open up OSC Pilot. OSC Pilot is a piece of software that is awesome. It's $50. I highly recommend getting it for anyone who has Magic Q unlocked. So it's basically Touch OSC, but way better. Let's see, where's that window that I had? There it is. So what's cool, let me go to faders. So I can, oh whoa, that's not what I wanted to do. Basically, you can see I'm moving, I'm not touching anything, I'm only touching the console. I can affect faders on here. And this is all using OSC. So the idea, I can't remember, did I, let's go over here, turn all these on. Yeah. Let's see, what are these? Oh, they don't have any address. That's cool. For example, let me go over back one. Nine 920. We're just gonna change this. So now, hold up. Yeah, 990. Might have some settings messed up here. It might also be because I'm controlling, so the MIDI controller is being converted from MIDI into OSC by Show Cockpit. That OSC is then going to Chamsys, and Chamsys is sending OSC back to OSC Pilot. So there's some weird signal things there. But this is a really cool, like, you can do a lot with this. You can do NDI in. As you saw, I had a little multi-view thing here. So the idea with this is sort of a foray into video a little bit, the start of it. We always have multicam on my shows, so the idea is if I have everything going into Resolume, for example, and I want to select, select one of the views, one of the cameras to do an effect on, then I can just send OSC. So this button here is OSC. It will trigger, you can see it's triggering a composition layer. And so essentially, you can both see what it's going to look like, and you can select it from a big touchscreen. Very cool. This is what deadmau5 uses for on his thing. This is actually deadmau5's software. He's been working on this for a few years now. So now this should work. No? Oh well. That's odd. Usually this works. Once again, it has been a while. I think that's all. That's all the new stuff I've been working on. There's some... Well, okay. That's a lie. I have been working on some very, very cool things, but I can't show those things. I've been working on some cool capture stuff for a show. Multiple shows, actually. But, yeah. Can't show anything. Though, got that. It's not under NDA, but, more or less. It's not technically under NDA. But, realistically it is. It's not under NDA because they haven't given me an NDA. They've just told me not to talk about it. NDAs aren't a thing in my country. There you go, yeah, oscpilot.com. Thank you, Stefan. Oh, there we go. Wow, 3 new people in stage lighting. Yeah, I'm actually, if anyone's interested, I'm usually in the general voice channel. Sometimes, most of the time, a lot of the time. Yeah, so you can come have a chat and ask me about stuff, and I might be able to show you some stuff I usually can't show on stream. Might. That's a big might. Yeah. Yeah, if anyone has any questions about lasers, about... Oh, you know what? I want to show something else. Once upon a time, there was a media server called Crescent Sun. Oh yeah, I also have Touch Designer. That happened. It's not quite working yet, because I don't actually have a license to this media server. I have a demo. Because getting a license is far too expensive. Actually, I have a question for the people watching. I have all this stuff coming. I want to know what people want to see first. I have BMFLs coming. I have the Blade and the Spot coming. The BMFL Blade and Spot. I have JDC1s coming. I have BI K20s coming. And I have 2 MA3 full sizes coming. I'm going to make a video on probably all of those. But I don't know which one I want to do first. So if anyone has any suggestions on what they would like to see first, yeah. Right. This is a cool little bit of software. This is called Crescent Sun. It is awesome. It's very cool. I've been raving about this media server for a while. Let me just bring in some content I have. Right, which one is cool? This one's cool. There we go. So we got some content going, right? Cool. Let me go here. Let me go home. Let me show texture. All right, cool. So essentially, this server is a combination of like a Resonum, sort of, in its simplicity. Yeah, you know, and it does some, and touches on it because it does some very interesting things. It's not a widely used one, but it has some capabilities that I think are really, really awesome. If I go here into Panel Mapper, I can select each panel that's in here. And down here on the... Oh, my face is... I'm not a huge... This will contradict what's on the screen right now, but I'm not a super huge fan of ultra trippy visuals. I can if it's tasteful, but most of the time I find it's not very tasteful. I think most people aren't going to remember trippy visuals. If you think of what, you know, an audience remembers about a show, it's not going to be the small things like the lighting rig, you know? Unless you go really crazy with it, unless you go full on like Mark Brickman style with it, people aren't really going to remember it that much. If you think of your typical like bro, you want him to like be talking to someone else about the show and like raving about it, right? That's sort of the goal. You want them to think it was so good that they're telling their friends about it. And what are they gonna tell their friends? Well, you know, if you think about Tomorrowland, it's very easy. Like, they have really big themes. You know, one year they have a giant book that opens, you know, and flamethrowers everywhere and fountains. So if you think about, you know, your typical EDM viewer, they're gonna go, oh my god, they had this giant book that opened up, and it was just like awesome, and it was like a movie. That's what they're gonna remember, right? They're not gonna remember, oh wow, they had some BMFLs up there, or they had a lighting rig that was angled. Woo! No, they're not gonna pay attention to that sort of stuff. Or they're not. If you do really trippy stuff, they're not going to go, wow, that was really trippy. If they say anything, they're just going to say, oh, they had some trippy stuff, dude. So that's why I think, in terms of video, you should try and engage the audience. You shouldn't have the video on all the time. I think that's a mistake people make. Or not a mistake, but that's something a lot of people do, is they have the video on all the time, and it's like, man, you're inundating the audience with all of this visual information, and they don't know where to look. So it's like, well, this is sort of why I've started looking at doing stuff like this. This is a night shot of the city. It's of the city I live in, so it's very recognizable. Most people will know what this, like, where this is, right? And so after the show, they might think, oh man, it was so cool when they showed like the Dow boat sitting in the water. I've been there, you know, I know where that is. Instead of just doing some really, really trippy shit, you know. So thank you for watching. I'll probably stream eventually again one day. But for now, thanks and stay safe and have a good one. Merry Christmas! Also, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, all that sort of stuff. Have a good one.